bit of how our qualification system works, so like that you guys could understand exactly uh, why we qualify the way we do, why we score people the way on how we score them, and so much more. So I have over here the trusty live device, which is unquote my phone. Can you guys hear me well? I am reading the messages. Can you guys hear me well? Should my voice go up, down? Please let me know. I'll appreciate your guys' input. So like that, I can give my voice a little bit of direction. Dang V8s, so loud. Let me know if you guys hear me well. So like that, I could let everybody know if I should need to go up or down. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Stay looking at the HOTPIT screen. Moon. Swingers Auto Club.
I don't think the speaker's on. You're not going through the big poles.
All right, sorry, we good. I just got confirmation that everything is good to go. So once again, for everybody that has joined us, thank you guys so much. I am RJ Contreras, one of the founders of HOTPIT Autofest. I am a driver myself. I earned my FD license a few years ago, yet I have been lazy and I do not want to freaking drive FD, but I think I need to at this point because I can't even drive my own event. I'm too busy freaking managing it. But anyway, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for giving us your time and your efforts. We are extremely proud to be called the West Coast Premier Drifting Series. Literally, it was well beyond our dreams for Jeff and myself that in 1 year of business we were considered this big. We are getting international drivers like Nanami from Japan. Oh my goodness, we've had Sergio from Argentina. We have Pablo Chavanov. He's not from Russia. Where's Pablo from? He's from Ukraine. He's from freaking Ukraine. But we do have the brothers, one of the RDS brothers. Come here. Jump in camera with me because, yeah. Rykov, there you go.
Yeah.
So over here, we have Mr. Cahill, which is our head judge.
That's
for...
a weird title.
That is a weird title, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Weird title.
Anyway, he's the head judge of the whole series. What do you want to say? Tell people, you know what? Actually, tell people how we qualify because it's very important for them to know how our qualification system works.
So qualifying here is a little different, right? Like one thing that we do is we don't judge on the same FD standard when it comes to qualifying. So basically, if, as an example, if a driver runs through the course and let's say completes half the course and spins, they'll get judged and a score up to that point also have a 0. So let's say it's a 50 with a 0. What that means is they get pushed down to the bottom of the bracket towards our death matches that we do, and then they have a tandem battle to move into top 32 tomorrow. So that way, even if you don't run, physically you wouldn't have to qualify or run. Let's say you had a car problem, whatever, and you're fixing it today, you would still drive tomorrow to earn your spot into it. And I think it's a great idea because it gives a level playing field to the underdogs or people that, we've all been at the track before and you have some stupid car issue and you don't qualify well and your weekend's over, right? But on the flip side of that, with our qualifying system, everybody gets another shot at it. So you can go from 0 to hero and be on a podium tomorrow and not even qualify or run a qualifying lap today. So
I think grand part of that, and we've tried to explain how this 0 process works, and that was an idea that you and Jeff came with, and I think it's very neat because ultimately, as you said, you save the grace when there's a little minuscule problem that could take you out, even though you're driving amazing. So what do you think is the biggest gain besides just being able to drive once again if something fails about this ruling in comparison to how FD judges?
I mean, the biggest thing is seat time, right? Like everybody spends money to come to the track, and to come to a comp day, it's not cheap, right? Whether you're local or coming from out of state, and we've seen it time and time again, right? Where something stupid takes you out, and you spend all that money to show up and travel and time and bringing your friends down and family, and that's like the worst part of the whole situation. And in my opinion, as a driver, is like it's a bummer, right? And your weekend's a wash, and you just spent that money with nothing to show for it because of a small car issue. So, to me, I think that's the best part of it, because it gives everybody a chance to go again from zero to hero. Even if you have a bad day or one off day. So
I mean, that's the best explanation.
I mean, it's a hot pit's designed around the drivers, and that's why we want to get feedback from the drivers and make it so it's not just a standard comp where you show up and if you bust an axle and you can't run your qualifying lap, that's it, you're done, because there's some heavy hitters out there, right? And they deserve a shot at it, right? And the underdogs, the guys with stock cars that some of these things look like they belong in a junkyard, in my opinion, but they pass tech, and they come out here and shred, like Spencer last season with his super stock,
bone stock E36,
like 120 or whatever those cars make horsepower, and just shredding. So it gives everybody a kind of a second chance at being the champ.
You know what? That's actually a good turning point to kind of flip the page and talk, about our rulings and why we made our rulings. And kind of like to give it, a little bit of an idea. When Jeff and I decided to create this, and we were going all the basics, what FD Pro Spec required at the time, or what Pro-Am required, we kind of wanted to get out of that particular mold, because we really are working for the drivers, not only from the professional stand but also from the cost stand. So I remember I did a crap load of research in terms of cost and what was available, and I realized that this whole 255 tire ruling really hiked up the price of the 255 tire. So, and then I was like, I always wonder, why the hell are we regulated by 255? I mean, I understand that in terms of horsepower. So I told Jeff, hey, why don't we go to 265s? 265s, they are cheaper than 255s. And Jeff was like, no, but now, if somebody comes with some, big horsepower, they're going to be able to walk on the smaller guys. And that's when I said, so what if we up the thread wear? And that was a little idea that I actually created myself. And Jeff was like, that's actually not a bad idea at all. And we are seeing, just like that, you mentioned just Spencer. Dude, he was in a bone stock E36 making 120 horsepower, and he was walking on some LS dudes, because there is that level of, what do you call it, that balance level in between horsepower and how much power you could really put to the ground, because you are being limited by the tire size and tread wear. So
I think when it comes to tires, that's a great thing about Hot Pit, and what you guys are trying to do here. Me personally, I think it would be great to have a spec tire, even an FD, and tie that to a weight rule. So everybody's car needs to be 3,000 pounds or 2,500 pounds, whatever that number is, and everybody needs to be on the same tire. Because FD's at the point now where you can build, it's like an unlimited class, essentially, when it comes to power and grip and setup and all this stuff. And I think it makes it more exciting, and you see that in Pro 2. Those cars rip, and they're 800-900 horsepower, but everybody's on the same tire, right? They're all running the same brand tire. That, to me, that makes the most sense, because then it comes back to the driver, right? Like, it's not the guy with the biggest budget, it's the guy that can just be consistent and continually crush it. And that's what we see a lot here too. I mean, TJ Hunt, when he was in his 370Z with nitrous, he was Mr. Robotic in the sense of, it wasn't very stylish in the same way Rome's Mr. Consistent too. It's not a stylish run, but he checks all the boxes continually, and very rarely are there weird hiccups or things that do go wrong in that case. So I think if you had a weight class with a spec tire, you could still drive whatever car you want, but it would really make the driving itself way more exciting.
I mean, that is, there's such a debate on that, because of course there are multiple tires out there. Some manufacturers help out drivers, and that kind of deters, it deterred us from the whole decision of going into a one spec tire, because once again, actually, we had the opportunity, we had the blessing of one big tire brand saying, hey, we want to be the sole exclusive tire of your series. And we really have to consider, but what about the guys that have partnerships and get really heavy discounts rather than them having to purchase this tire at this particular cost? And it was a decision that we as a series had to take the hit and say, okay, we are not going to take this partnership, money or benefits for the sake of the drivers.
Yep.
And as we are learning the ropes, we do see now the value in not having so many tires in the field, but having proper tires.
Yeah.
And and that also helps us into working with these bigger brands and achieving the best that we could achieve.
The other thing to that too is, let's face it, even on a 300 treadwear tire, if you get, Federals, Estino, Accelera, GT Radial, you name it, the low cost options that are making tires for the drift guys, they're not all the same, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you can have a tire that's 300 treadwear, but once it's hot, it's soft,
Bro.
and it's hooking up. And that's no funny business on other people's part. I in my opinion, it's not on the driver's part, but because you have that variety of manufacturers, right? Like, everyone can add a little secret sauce.
Yeah.
They can change the base compound here. So if you were to check it with a durometer, oh yeah, it's 300, but once that thing's hot, it turns into glue.
Yes.
And so you still have that variation, right? And so a spec tire where everybody was on the same one,
That makes it
that's
equal.
where it makes it equal, right?
Yeah.
Because then there's not like, oh, this guy's on XYZ brand and they're cheater tires, or they're on this brand, it's cheater tire, right? It really levels out the playing field, and it's a big investment for the series too, right? Like you say, you have to weigh the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Because all of these guys are pro licensed or compete in other series and have sponsorship obligations. So you don't want to block their dollars coming in, because that's what everyone's here for, is to earn the sponsor dollars to pay to get across country and, not spend money out of their own pocket. Which is the hard part of drifting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, talking about tires, there are a few out there that I think they have impressed drivers. There is one in particular that I'm not going to mention names simply because, I don't want to favor, but it is exactly what you're saying. It's like everybody talked about the 123S back in the day, that it was like the cheater tire, because it was truly that freaking great.
Yep.
I mean, I freaking drove on a set of scrubs that Rome gave me, and I was like, holy crap, even as scrubs, these things are freaking stupid.
Yeah.
And then there is a new tire in the game right now that is the new 123S.
It's the new hotness.
It's the new hotness, and I drove it, and I was like, yo.
And as a driver, you're going to be like, hey, that's the new hotness. I need it, right?
I know.
But then supply, demand, pricing, all that other stuff. So I think drifting, the community as a whole, from the grassroots to the pro level, grassroots is continually growing more and more like a pro level, and people are building crazy cars out of the get-go. And that kind of sucks because, back in my day, back in 02, 03, when I first started driving, it was like run what you brung. There was no budgets, there was no cut knuckles, there was none of that stuff, right? And the drifting to me was really exciting. It was boring in the sense, even on FD level, right? Like when they were running Irwindale, they were nowhere near the wall. So that natural progression is sick in that sense, but you have to have some break you can put in to make it attainable for the guys that are up and coming.
Yep.
Because even if you're the best in pro spec or pro 2, whatever they call it now, doesn't mean you're going to show up to FD and crush it, right? You're going against heavy hitters, guys with huge budgets, and everybody's fighting over the same piece of the pie. That's what people forget. It's like, what differentiates you and your program from the next 10 proposals that come in? And so people, I think, tend to forget that because they're just like, my car's sick, I'm sick. Sponsors are just going to flock to me. And you really have to build your brand around yourself as a person and a driver, not what you drive or what engine you use or what platform it is, right? You are the brand, you're the face of the companies that you're representing, and you got to be easy to work with. So.
I think that's, and we both have brought Rome right now in terms of as a driver, but I think that's one of his success factors. It is the fact that he is just very personable, he's easy to work with, and more than that, he's just willing. I think for partnerships, that word right there makes a whole difference. If you're willing to put the effort to create the content, to work with them, you know, to go to events, to learn the parts and even do demos. Like I have done that for my own partners, and they love it. You know.
Yeah, you need to be a business partner, not
Yes.
just, hey, can you send me a check for 10 grand so I can go drifting?
That's not how it works anymore.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
unfortunately, early on, a lot of the bridges got burned that way by other people in the series of professional drifting, where it put a sour taste in companies' mouth, and they're
Yeah.
like, I don't want anything to do with drifting. Just like with tracks, right? If we go to a track and we drift and we tear it up, and then we dip out, all
Yeah.
it takes is one bad event.
dude, it is just what happened in Europe with what is it, drift games. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, why am I forgetting his name? It just happened. They literally had one of the most badass tracks in the field, and now they cannot ever use it again because of how the drifting community behaved behind it.
Yeah.
So-
All it takes is one bad egg, right?
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of times it's not even intentionally done by people. But at the end of the day, the community as a whole represents drifting to sponsors, to tracks, to audience, you know, spectators, to you know, the whole spectrum, to the
Yeah.
world basically. So whether you're a grassroots drifter or a pro drifter, like whatever your perception that you give off to the world about drifting dictates opportunities down the road
Yeah.
for the rest of everybody, not even
Yeah.
not just including yourself. But
Yeah.
and in order for it to grow, I think you know, people have to be mindful of that. It's cool to be sick and shred with the boys, but if you can market that, you can make money and not pay to build a car and never be a pro driver at all.
Correct.
You can do viral videos, you can do all
Yeah.
these things. And so sometimes being pro, a lot of people get stuck on that. And I'm like, you know, not to be a negative Nancy, but the money that goes into that, sometimes you can do what you love and not go into debt for it.
Yeah.
You
Very
know,
much.
and that's the problem with drifting is we're all out here because we love it. And then a lot of us go into debt for it. And then 5 years down the line, it's like, oh, where's so-and-so? Well, I don't know. They sold all their stuff and now they're working a regular job, and that hobby, you know, ruined their life.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. It is true.
It's drifting is a drug.
It is.
And you can go into debt
Oh
and
my.
sell a house and do anything and everything. So
Dude, you and I both are deep into that drug. Multiple cars, multiple
I've had
bills.
20 S chassis in my life. So
Holy freaking moly.
yeah.
20? I mean, you started in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
I started in 2015. So, yeah, I'm almost 10 years into this game.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
never ending, man. And I try and like, oh, the adult thing. Okay, I'm gonna buy a house, sell drift cars, not do this. And then I love the sport so much. You know, that's why I'm here judging and building another car in the process, which is a BMW. So
Yep.
that should be
Nice.
exciting.
Finally going to the dark side, dude.
Yeah, we'll see. I just need something that doesn't break every 5 minutes.
Dude, I got made fun so much when I started drifting my E36 in 2015. They were like, oh no, you need to buy an S chassis or you need to buy an SE300. BMWs are so freaking hard, you know, the parts and this and that. And I'm like, no, I mean, I'm a nerd, you know, and I came not from a car background.
Yeah.
You know me, I came from a music background. I got into cars because I came back from tour
Yeah.
and I just wanted to do something else, you
Yeah.
know? And, but you know, one of the very first things that I remember learning about drifting was suspension setup. Not even about wide angles. It was just suspension setup.
Yeah.
And somehow, in my very first 3 months of drifting or 3 months of car world, I learned how the rear suspension should behave when you are in a motion of drift,
Yeah.
of understeer. You know.
Yep.
And then I saw the E36, E46 chassis, the way how it's not a multi-arm system, and the way how it really behaved in comparison to the S chassis.
Yeah.
And I was like, that seems like a good idea, and that's what I went with. And look, now we're seeing them all over the place. I mean, I created a brand behind it.
Yeah.
You know?
BMWs are still the new hotness, right? Like you
Yeah.
used to be able to find E46s on Craigslist for like $500 running,
That's how I bought mine.
and now it's like good luck because thanks to people like yourself, Chelsea DeNofa, and all these other companies that just fell into it. It was the new, you know, S chassis of the world, and now Corvettes are taking over. and
Dude.
God forbid more Mustangs.
I mean, I have my theory because, you know, I'm a nerd and I really enjoy this talk, you know. But my theory, I know the maxes, like the pros and the cons of the E36, E46 because of my own experience, you know. I know most of the S chassis, and the reason why they're so freaking amazing, it is because of that rear forearm situation. It's just so incredible. And that's actually what really makes a E36, E46 chassis under like you need to overdrive the car in order to drive equally to an E36 to an S chassis, because you're limited by the whole rear arm situation and the way how it behaves when you are floating, or lack of floating in this case.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think the next chassis for me that are going to take over are going to be like rippers, are the S550 and the E92.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the way of the future. And like I said, I think hopefully as a whole, FD comes to some agreement with the drivers and the sponsors, because if you're on a spec tire and you have different limits in place, it makes it more cost effective too for the competitors, right? And so at the end of the day, drifting keeps getting more and more expensive, which is cool because you have that variety, you have no horsepower limit, you have all this. But in order for the sport to continue to feed and grow and gain more sponsorship dollars into it to support more up and coming drivers, there has to be some kind of gray area where they figure out a happy medium that it's a win for both sponsors, drivers, and the people trying to show up.
Yeah.
Because it's turning into NASCAR of X Games.
It is.
You know,
I mean, we were just, having this conversation about one of our current drivers over here, that he was the guy to beat in SoCal. He was the golden boy.
Yeah.
And now he's here.
Talking about you, Jason Kim.
Yeah, dang. All right, he freaking did it. Jason was the boy to, like, beat.
Yeah, he was like Lord of SoCal.
Yes.
The Korean master. And now I'm like, what are you doing, Jason? And he's like, I'm just having fun.
I know. I'm like, wait, is that Jason? Did Jason overshot that?
I'm like, you need a shitty VQ car again, because you dominated in a crappy VQ, but a 2JZ and 500 horsepower is not your cup of tea.
Yeah. But I mean, that kind of speaks of the progression of the sport.
Yeah.
When I started drifting, it was my M50 E36, cut knuckles, just aftermarket rear arms, and I had so much fun, and I was actually quite competitive with it. As time went on, and more LSs came into the game and 2Js, I was like, holy crap, I actually have to build something that allows me to compete with these guys. And now, dude, I mean, you see these guys in a Pro-Am with quick changes. Everybody has a dog box at this point. I mean, man, Pro-Am is a. And
then you got the sim race kids, right? Like, sim racing has brought driving levels up so fast. I mean, again, back in 0203 when we were street drifting, that's when street racing was really big. We used to go to parking lots and put out cardboard boxes and think we were doing cool, figure eights and stuff, and we didn't know what the hell we were doing. And now you can put a kid on a sim that's 10, 11 years old, and basically you just have to give him a car that he can reach the pedals, and they're drifting.
He'll whoop us all.
Yeah, they're drifting like they've been drifting for 10 years because they've turned 30,000 laps on a sim. And they have the basic fundamentals down, right? You don't get the motion of it, but counter steering, braking, clutch work, all that stuff can be replicated on a VR setup.
I had the cool experience to lend my E46, the one that you drove, to a VR kid about a month or two ago. They were doing a YouTube video, and it was just that. He had never driven a real car in his life, ever. He was 13 years old, sim master, bro, but he had never driven a real life car ever. Dude, he in a matter of 20 minutes he was handling that car like he belonged in it. It was insane.
It's wild. Now if you could get money into sim drifting, a lot more people could get sponsorship dollars and do a lot of cool stuff. That would be kind of the next thing, right?
I mean, we have one of our judges. He is a sim master.
Shout out Chris.
Where's Chris Lykup at?
I'm a poor drifter. I can't afford to build a sim and build a car at the same time.
Dude, I think Chris definitely. I mean, I suck at freaking sim racing. Like, I don't have the time to put hours into it, but he makes me a better sim driver for sure.
I've driven a sim maybe twice for 20 minutes, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, you don't have the
butt feeling.
When you're a regular driver, you don't have the steering feel, and maybe it's the setups, and the sim people online will be like, oh, you're just driving junk or whatever, which could be totally true. But I'd love to build a rig that's proper, with Sim Magic's hardware, and dial it in, and just that's the cheapest way to go drifting, because there's no penalty if you crash into somebody or if you You're not buying tires, like.
For me, it was kind of like this whole pro-am, pro spec situation to where everybody's overbuilding their cars. Same thing happened with me and Sim. People were like, oh, you gotta get this computer and this setup and this direct drive wheel and go VR. If you're not doing VR, dude, I tried VR and for like a week I was sick. I was like,
Yeah, motion sickness
oh
is a
my
real
gosh,
thing.
bro, I was like bad for like a whole week.
Yeah.
Not even lying. I actually had my stepdad try just regular racing with the VR, and yeah, he was bad for like 2 days.
Yeah.
So that's a whole deal.
Yeah, sim stuff's cool. I mean, I always just tend to keep coming back to, I love drifting, but I just wonder how much money I'd have if I wasn't into drifting. Like,
Yes.
I might actually be living a decent life, traveling the world, seeing cool stuff instead of, being stuck building race cars. But it's just one of those things. I love it. I love to be a part of it. I love to see all these guys come out here and compete from
Yeah.
all different backgrounds, all different budgets. And again, that's the great thing about the series is, having the tire rule in place kind of equalizes that out, and it should be based on the driver. Judging isn't fun by any means. Anyway, I'd much rather be driving a bone stock car and trying to compete than judging, because driving is way better than getting yelled at by other people,
Yep.
or having online hate you because they're like, oh, that was a stupid call and this and that. Like, it's its own sport in itself, judging.
Yeah. I mean, a few times in when I was driving the Drift League and Top Drift and even Hot Pit last year,
Yep.
I was like, why did they really make that call on me? I felt like I met the criteria, and now that I'm behind the wall, I'm over here managing the event.
Yep.
Holy crap, I'm like, you guys freaking suck.
That's the biggest benefit of looking at it from the judges booth. And when we have our drivers meetings here, we try and educate. I scream at the drivers every round, send your spotters up here, park your car, come up here for 5 minutes and just see how we see the track, because everything looks sick down from Hot Pit side. And as a driver myself, like, it is eye-opening, right? Because you think you go out there and you crush it, and then you watch a video back from an FPV drone following you, and you miss all the zones.
Yep.
And you're like, but I killed it. Why did I get a 0? Or why didn't I
Yeah.
win? And it's like, well, because in the car, your perspective's so much different.
It is 100%.
Drifting's a lot of ego too, right? There's a bunch of Type A personalities that are here to win.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like, but unfortunately, we judges are human. We make bad calls or wrong calls, and same thing on drivers. There's days where when you're on, and when you're off,
You're off.
You can be world champion, and guess what? You get knocked out in 32.
Yep.
We know you
It's
can
happened.
drive. Yeah,
it's happened here.
We know you can drive better than that, but
Yeah.
shit happens, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
you just gotta keep a positive mindset, move forward. It's a mental game, and
Yeah. I'm reading a few of the comments here, and I want to just go through a few.
They tell us shut up and hurry up, start qualifying. Sorry, we're almost there.
Yeah, so basically we were, running a little behind a few things that happened track-wise. So we are going to start qualifying in the next 10-minute stops. So they should be finishing right now, driver's meeting. So, and then, people are saying, is this a 32, 36 driver? Let us give you the rundown on how this works. We are a 40 max cap driver competition. We have 40 drivers qualifying tonight. From there, we grab the best scores, and then we go into the top 32. Now, as a matter of fact, no, it is 28, and then the
28 is, those are the guys that are fighting in the death matches to earn top
correct.
32.
So explain that a little bit, because there are death match. This is our own kind of rule that we have created. So
basically 28 and below, they're going to fight tomorrow. They'll be the first tandem battles. Do we live stream those?
no, we don't live stream those.
Okay, so basically if you had a mechanical, you didn't do a qualifying lap, you're going to get bracketed in for the bottom 32. And that's, again, my thing is that even if you had a tough Friday, you can still show up Saturday and go from 0 to hero.
Yep.
So those guys will battle for a position into the top 32 bracket, and then they would battle again. So it's one extra tandem battle, or two technically, a lead chase, and then you could be in the show. The one thing that varies there is if you had a mechanical during today, let's say your car was leaking oil, you will lead first, And if your car's proven that you're able to run and you have a decent chase, then you'll be allowed to lead. Because as a driver, right, we follow those cars where you know it's a shit box, or it had a mechanical, or they went off course, and you're like, I don't really trust getting close to this guy. I don't want to risk it for a biscuit. And so we want to make it that way too. We don't want anyone to wad up their cars or feel, the mental side of it, like, oh, this dude had a bunch of issues. I don't want to chase him close. And then they throw it away, and dude's car ends up performing great. So that is the only caveat to that setup.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think it's a pretty cool rule. As you said, that little situation that could take you out, that it wasn't even your fault, does not become as much of an issue or a situation as if you didn't have that.
Yeah, that gives you time to say, you know what, like, unfortunately, Riley came up here, the other Riley, and he's got rod knock on his car.
Oh.
So on his super sweet S13, he said he's ran that motor for 3 years, which is amazing. K8 turbo, started knocking, and so by being here today, he gets 15 points. Right? If he chose to pull up and leave the line, that would give him 5 more points. He has the option to potentially use someone else's car for tomorrow. So if he doesn't make a run today, he can still drive that borrowed car tomorrow. But if he qualifies in his K8 car and he could swap the motor in time, then he would do that, right?
Yeah.
So, again, dumb stuff like that happens in drifting, but I think it's great because as a driver, you spend all this money to come here. The more seat time you get, the better.
Yep. One of the questions that I see over here is Rudy going to get mad again?
He might. I went and talked to him. So, and on that topic, if you guys were watching last round, the judges were split in that decision. I personally felt that coming into the outer zone, that he had an excessive slow up, and he wasn't back on throttle on the FPV cam until after the contact, and then he spun independently of Sam in the chase, and that's why I had him at fault on the lead and then his 0. Maybe that makes sense to you guys online. I get it. That's drifting. I could see arguing it both ways. In Hot Pit, we don't have protests.
No,
we don't have protests. So that's kind of that. Now, in the future, I would be all for having a driver liaison that doesn't associate with us in the judging side of it. And if a protest is had, let's say a protest costs $100, that person can review the drone footage and the video, and then they can say, okay, I think it's a valid protest, let's run it one more time, or I think there was this issue, that issue. I think that's a potential, because as a driver, you're here to compete, you want to be heard, and right now in part of the series there are no protests, which I'm also good with too. It's not meant to be an FD, right? But
correct.
When again, you spend that money to be here, and you want to have your best run that you can, and if you feel like you're not heard, then I get it, it's frustrating.
Yeah, I would say 90% of the calls, more like 95% of the calls are accurate calls. People, even the spotters, they are not really seeing what we are seeing over here. And I'm really starting to understand and love that right now, because I have been here all year. It is totally a different view. The cars, they even seem that they're moving much slower than they are. You see the zones better. You see even the stereo. You even see the helmet, how they move their head in the helmet. It's like that crazy.
Yeah.
So in that case, the protest, you said it. It is an interesting ruling. When Jeff made that rule, it wasn't my favorite, because I was thinking as the driver. But now I understand it, and we have a show. We want to make sure it's put on in a timely manner.
Yeah.
So there's multiple reasons for it. But
yeah. I mean, you can argue either way, right? And at the end of the day, the great thing about Hot Pit is that if the drivers come together and they say, "Hey, we want to have this set forth," the series, yourself, Jeff, everybody's willing to listen to it, and if that's what the drivers want, then we'll do it, right? We just don't want to. It's very easy to go down the rabbit hole of this is what FD does.
Yeah.
And as a series, we don't want to be FD, right?
Correct.
We want to keep it fun and interesting. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is a good chat. Looks like people are starting to line up for qualifying. So I'm going to go to work. You can yell at me on the live stream on judges, on the scores, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good, man, dude. Thank you for coming over
brother.
here. I was gonna be talking all by myself and making people bored.
Yeah,
so.
I heard you over here being bored.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. So now you guys are stuck with me again. And what I'm gonna do real quick is I am going to put you guys on commercial. I believe we're going to start in the next 5 minutes, so I will be right back. Commercials, go on. We do have water skaters. You want a regular one?
Smile, boys, and suck it in.
Hey, it's just a day.
Do it.
He's out there having a
Unfortunately,
blast.
there's way too many cameras around for that.
You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I'll be on the way.
All right, check. I am back. And right now, you guys are seeing Jeff Jones driving. You guys are seeing Jeff Jones, and what you guys are gonna see is Jeff Jones do a preview lap. So basically, he drove the course, a few times today. He didn't have too much practice, but he's going to show all the drivers just a preview lap, and you guys are gonna see it also right now. So you guys could understand where the zones are, where you initiate, how you want to transition. Mind that Jeff only drove this track I think 2 or 3 times today, so he doesn't have a lot of time in it, but There he goes. Good flick initiation, nice, keeping it wide and tight in the wall. Filling outer zone beautifully. That is nice, okay. Keeping it very tight to the touch and go. Entering into outer zone 2 very cleanly. That's actually quite a challenging sector in this track. You go over here, he actually did a nice finicky transition and filled in outer zone 3 beautifully. And of course, his 360 move. Jeff Jones, the man himself. Nice. Nice. So that in there, as mentioned, that was a preview lap by Jeff. He drove the track a few times, and to be quite honest, if I had to judge that lap, it would be in the high 80s. There were a few things that I thought he would have, he could have done a little better, but that was pretty freaking nice. That was good, man. Yeah. One of you guys need to come and talk to the mic with me, because, yeah. There you go. So what up, boy? You know what? Let's actually tell the world this. He is one of our current competing drivers, and he is going to be judging today. So what do you see over here in the judging panel?
Judging's hard, man.
It is, right?
Yeah, it's I had to practice a little bit earlier just to get a feel for it. It's not as bad as you think, but it's pretty bad.
Yep.
It's hard, man.
Oh yeah. So all right. So right now we have
Trying to be fair.
Yeah. So we have Rome Charpentier, which is right now our point leader, about to go in his qualifying run, and we're gonna see what he's gonna do. Do you have to go and fill up numbers, or? Yeah, I think you have to. We have one of our judges playing over here. But here goes Rome Charpentier. He is our number 1, or he's going to qualify first. We go from first to last. Actually, we have the reverse order from FD. So there is Rome. Goes, good entry. And okay, very nice entry. And he keeps it very nice. Very tight to the wall up there. That M50 is definitely roaring. Touch and go, that was very nicely clean zone. Entry into outer zone 2, that was very smooth, and he kept it very much planted. This is actually where Rome really shines. That transition into outer zone 3, he keeps it very smooth and very calm. So I have to say, I mean, that is a very good run. But a lot of people have been having issues transitioning from outer zone 2 to 3. It's a very long stretch. It is kind of like a power alley, and a lot of drivers have been going very fast, and they have been overshooting with angle into entry, and Rome did actually quite an amazing job in there.
He was definitely in that front pocket that set him up for that.
Yeah, definitely. And Rome gets 69 Rome Charpentier. And of course, as of right now, he is our number 1 leader, as he has been the only one that has run. And our second driver is going to be Dustin Farrell. This dude has been absolutely ripping. 2JZ S13. He is absolutely incredible. He has been really showing up the world what's up into you don't have to be a pro driver to really rip like a pro one. So, all right, let's see what Dustin could do. First, second, third gear. Oh, nice flick initiation. That was very aggressive. A little bit lower in the bank from entry, but then he cleaned it up a little bit and he went high up and tight. Okay, that's a good transition, and he kept it close in the touch and go. Oof, that entry to outer zone 2 was ridiculous. And bro, that's smoke show. That's a full-blown smoke show. Over here, this power alley is where a lot of people mess up. Oh my gosh, dude. And he really cleaned that up. That was beautiful. Man, that was a nice run. I would have to say that, I mean, I'm not a judge. I am not doing the judging myself. But I would have to say that he is high up there in points. I would actually argue that he went even higher than Rome, to be quite honest. And from what I could see, Dustin Farrell, 86 points. 86. You know what, dude? It was good. It was actually quite freaking perfect.
Oh, yeah, no, he's smoked
Yeah.
the whole thing, too.
Yeah. Dude, come on, sit with me. Come on, bro. Be a part of this whole show. I don't even know him, but what's up, dude? RJ?
So, man, Nathan.
Nathan.
I'm the guy that one of the judges picked for, actually.
Really?
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Who are you pitting for?
For Justin. For
No
Lenny.
way.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm usually here every single time, every event. So
Nice.
Yeah.
So, dude, he had a crazy good run.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was super impressed with that. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about his setup.
So Justin's?
Yeah.
So I believe right now he's actually going to be going V8.
Really?
Yes. So he has the DE setup with the supercharger.
Yeah.
With the Vortex supercharger.
Yep.
And he's running like 450, 475 to the wheel.
Okay.
So it's pretty healthy, but you know, we need that extra power. We need more torque. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bradley and myself were talking about the level of cars and the quality and the progression of drifting over the last few years.
Yeah. No,
And Pro-Am right now is not Pro-Am, it's more like Pro.
Yeah.
We are at that level now,
Yes,
so
yes,
it is
yes,
understandable.
it's like watching the
Yeah. Exactly.
It's to that level.
Yeah.
It's 100%.
All right, so we got our next boy, Margariti Katsanidis. He is a driver from Greece that earned his pro license in Greece. Then he became a Pro 2 or a Pro Spec driver over here in the US. He's right now currently competing at NFD and now with us. So let's go. Let's see Margaritis. Goes in second, third gear. All right, oof, initiates a little low. Oh, he went down the bank quite a bit, but he cleaned it up a lot. So he definitely moved up towards the end of outer zone 1. Very nicely. No front left braking, which is something that I admire.
Just listen to that V8. Too.
Yeah.
That V8 is just amazing.
That thing sounds absolutely beautiful. And then outer zone 3, I think he was a little bit out of the pocket. Yeah, he was a little bit out of the zone.
Yeah, he wasn't fully in it.
So, but overall, I think it was a good run. One of the things that I like to say is that as long as the run is, chaseable,
Yes.
properly
exactly.
chaseable.
Yes, properly chaseable.
There are
That's
things
where-
to fix out there.
Yes, there's things are gonna happen to where you have to correct it, but if it's correctable and still
Exactly.
still being able to do it good lead.
Yeah, for me, one thing, there are some guys that are extremely aggressive. They have incredible
to where
style.
you have to know what
Yeah.
they're gonna be doing, or
Dude, but
it's
but
the end.
I think too much style with too little line, it just doesn't work.
No,
I'd rather see a chaseable.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
I want to see them both in the wall, both in transitioning, both into the outer zones like you want. Like I said, I want to see that bumper in the wall.
Exactly. Yeah. So we see Margaritis Katsanidis with a 74. All right, currently third. So we have Dustin Farrell with an 86, number 1.
Yeah.
Ron Charpentier with a 76. Whoa, 10 points under. Second, and Margaritis with a 74, third. That's good.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And right now we have Sam McGee, one of the guys that actually got licensed from our series.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So he came last year. He showed the world that he's a very consistent driver, very powerful driver. And we as an organization believe that he had what it takes to compete with the big boys. So we gave him a letter of recommendation that FD accepted.
Oh, that's
and he
amazing.
went to
Yeah, that's
drive
amazing.
FD
Very
this
nice,
year.
Very nice. Very nice. And that's what it's all about too. Like right place, right time, right connections.
Exactly.
Knowing the right people too.
Yeah.
I mean, look what he's doing.
Yeah. So Sam Agumi, he goes first, second, third. Okay, flick initiation. He drops a little bit of that entry. He once again goes up towards the end of outer zone 1. It's a very nice inside, very fast. Very nicely, and he's overshooting it a tiny bit.
Hit that.
Yeah, he's overshooting it. So in that power alley, definitely he shows that he has a lot of forward bite.
Hit
He-
both of those.
Yeah, I think he had quite a few mistakes. I mean, he was in the pocket and in the zone, you know, in outer
Yeah,
zone
no,
3.
definitely.
But definitely, he just overshot outer zone 2. So I think I'm going to, you know, probably even deem him a little lower than Rome. Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
but
a
I mean,
60 or something.
dude, but did you notice in that power alley
No,
how
he- yo,
freaking crazy
he flew through too.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the thing about E36 and E46.
No, oh yeah,
dude,
that 50-50 chassis is just, it's beautiful, dude.
it's just a forward bite.
Yeah.
You know, that is the biggest advantage of that chassis. They have so much freaking forward
Yes,
bites.
yes.
It is wild. And that, I think, that is where a lot of the E chassis are going to show their
Where the
strength this
shine-
weekend.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if it starts to rain here pretty soon too.
Yeah.
Then, oh yeah. Then they definitely have the upper advantage there, especially against the Z's. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
No, and that's one thing that I've tried to tell Justin too about, because he's been thinking about even switching to chassis. And I was like, man, go to BMW, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
I know, you know, it's like sounds cliche or whatever, but I was like, dude, do it on the sim. See,
Yeah.
see what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
He sets me up in 350Z, and you know, I'm okay. I do all right on it, and then I was like,
Yeah.
man, throw me into the BMW. Throw me in the E36.
Yeah.
Throws me in the E36, and I just immediately started making. I was just like, oh, this is beautiful. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
this is the way it's supposed to be. I was like, dude, you need to get out of that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not anywhere close to being pro or anything like that, but I'm learning, and it's like that learning process for me to feel that much more comfortable just from,
Yeah.
on the same.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, like, that's a no-brainer. It's like, it's not gonna be the same in real life.
Yeah,
So-
Riley and I were just talking about the importance of sim driving, and you know how much people really get experience.
Yes, it's
behind it.
definitely a tool now.
Yeah.
It's not just like a game thing. It's definitely it's a big game.
So we have Brandon Wicknick going on right now. Okay, third gear once again, and he actually entered very nicely. It wasn't as aggressive as other drivers, but it was very, very, very nicely. And wow, entered into outer zone 2 was really nice. He is a little bit heavy on that left foot braking. There you go. So you see he lowered a lot of speed in there. And yeah, and you know, that's an area where I know the judges see and they like to think, because, man, I mean, from here it is so noticeable when the car starts slowing down. It is almost like parking it.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And you could definitely tell that even from being on the stands, even from right here to being up in the box.
Yeah.
It's like you see so much
Yeah.
more that you're not catching, or it's so much easier to catch.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, it's 100%.
Definitely.
And we were even talking about that, Justin and I, and he was like, dude, it's so much different up here to actually be able to see where your mistakes are in the zones where you need to correct it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a key. You have to be paying attention to all
Yeah.
that. Have your spotters on point.
Yeah.
Like all that's key.
Yeah, so Brandon Wicknick with an 81 point run. So that officially puts him in third place.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Very nice.
Very interesting. And you know what? We didn't mention Margaritas Katsanidis. He actually got a 74,
Yeah.
which put him on number 5.
Yeah.
And we did mention the amount of mistakes that he did. I mean, it was a good solid run. It was chaseable,
Yes, yes.
but he had quite a few mistakes. So here goes Brandon. We didn't see a video winner. He's third place. So the next person coming is Josh Mason. He's actually our previous round winner. The dude battled the best. And I said it, you know, he's driving an E92. I believe the E92 is one of the next best chassis to come.
Yes.
And he's proving that right now. So
Yes.
come on, Josh. Crossing fingers. Don't make me look bad.
Don't make us look bad, man.
I
Come
know.
on. Beamer gang up here.
All right, Josh goes, oof, very, very aggressive initiation and very high up on the wall. Holy crap, bro. That dude is freaking, oh my God. That was a okay. Touch and go was perfect, and entering into the pocket, not as deep as other drivers, but definitely very fluid. And look at that transition. Once again, that forward body, that E92, it is just like an E46 as well. Dude, goes back into outer zone 3 all the way in.
Very
Man,
nice, very nice.
this has to be one of the nicest runs.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, very clean.
Yeah.
Said if somebody was chasing, they have no problem.
Yeah, I think it was exciting to watch.
Yes,
It
yes.
was very clean. He definitely was within the lines. I think he could have been deeper in outer zone 2. But dude, other than that, I don't see
Yeah,
that
no,
much
one-
to really.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Let's see what the judges say.
Let's see what they say. We
Man.
have been surprised before.
I know. Let's see. Josh Mason. Josh Mason with an 86. 86 in number 1. Nice. Nice. Josh Mason with an 86 ring in number 1. And we said it. Very aggressive initiation. Exciting. Very exciting run. It's because people just don't know it just yet. It's when I started driving the E36, everybody started making fun of me because it was a BMW. Same thing, you know? Yeah.
Okay.
And now we have our local hero, John Schaefer, in his supercharged LQ9 S14. All right, let's go, John Schaefer. Ripping it from the get-go. Oh, very, very interesting initiation. He's a little bit lower in the bank, not as crazy as other drivers, but definitely very fluid. Touch and go, he can be very nice and close. With a lot of angle. Very nicely done. Very much. Not a smoke show as always. Oh, dang, that was a crazy put. Yeah. That car gripped up a lot. I do have to say, he was in line, like some other drivers, not as deep as we would have liked to see. I think that entry was pretty gangster.
Yeah,
I mean, he
the
started,
entry
you know,
was nice,
ripping it right from the get-go.
With that second
Yeah.
transition. Yeah.
But it wasn't a high line. It was more like a mid-line, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was more like a midline, and I'm gonna have to go a little bit lower in the scoring. I do feel that he entered very aggressively to outer zone 2, but he kind of fell off towards the end. Yeah. So what do we see? We see John Schaefer with a 73. John Schaefer with a 73, putting him in 7th place right now. Makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Makes sense.
Exactly what we just said.
Yeah. You know what? Crazy stuff about this is that last year, which is our next qualifying, was by far one of the guys. Everybody was like, all right, I need to go hard against him. He is a freaking ripper, and he is an incredible ripper.
Him and his wife.
Yes. Yes. Indeed.
Both amazing.
But the crazy part is that Rudy right now, he's in 8th place in the whole series.
Yeah, that's,
so that speaks of the quality of drivers that we're actually seeing over here. There is some really big changes.
And then, I was even saying too when his wife, second
yeah. So Rudy entering into outer zone 1 very aggressive, and he's going freaking fast. He ain't playing around. Okay. Definitely is driving mad, and he wants to take this freaking home. Very fast, very fluid, very much into the zones. Let's see how he enters number 3. Yes, very freaking good. Heavy in the left foot braking. But dude, that was a very clean run.
He was in that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
I have to say, I mean, from the initiation all the way to the end,
Yeah.
when he comes to line, beautiful.
Like I said, full smoke all the way across the track.
Yeah. You know,
That's where it counts right there. You know, if you're gonna go for style, you know,
Yeah.
that's definitely the way to do it.
yeah. And you said it, you know, Shelly, his wife, bro,
Yeah.
she
Oh,
is a freaking ripper.
Yes, 100%.
She's
I
higher
was
in rank than
super
many of the
surprised.
boys.
Yes, super surprised with her.
Yeah.
See, especially because I never seen her drive before that second competition where she crashed, and I didn't really judge her off of that, but I was just like, oh, that's like a bad day.
Yeah.
And then when she came back, and it was only like 6 months later in a complete new car.
Yeah.
And she just
It was
I
wild.
think she took third or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, holy.
Yeah.
Look at that. I was like, what were you doing? And
I
she
know.
even told me, she was like, I've been sim racing.
Yeah.
She's like, literally, that's all I've been doing. Is sim
Nice.
racing. And I couldn't believe it.
That's
I was like,
it.
wow, so exactly
It
what we were
works.
saying. It is a key tool to have.
Yep. And Rudy gets an 83.
Right.
Rudy gets an 83.26 if you want to go into the small details. Currently placing him in number 4th. Fantastic. Hey, that is better than 8th. There you go. Yeah. So Rudy with an 83.26, placing him in 4th. So upcoming should have been TJ Hunt. So TJ Hunt right now it is sitting in 9th position in the whole series. He's been doing very well, but unfortunately he is not here today. If I'm not mistaken, he went to drive. Oh my gosh, what? There's a very large event that I know what it's called, but I'm forgetting. But he's in another event right now. So TJ Hunt and DJ Stubb, they're not here. So next up is Jason Kim, another one of the local heroes, another one of the OGs that very much is respected by everybody and their mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. So Jason Kim taking the court next.
Let's see how he's doing now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Riley.
Yeah. Who blew motor? Riley? Oh, okay. Bring him in. Oh, shoot. Well, I guess after that run because Jeff distracted me. But Jason Kim out of outer zone 2, very well, very fluid, very fast as a matter of fact, and entering into outer zone. Oh, man. That 100% sounded like a missed gear.
Oh, missed
Yeah,
gear.
yeah, like you heard the rev going,
Yes,
whoa! So
100%.
that is a missed gear.
Yes.
So, yeah, let me hear one of the boys over here. Yeah, of course. Dude, what happened, man? I hear you freaking popped an engine.
Yeah, rod knock on it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What happened?
I was coming off the bank, and then I went into second, outer zone 2, and I felt like just too much rattle, and then started going down on power, and then by the end of the run, I already.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
there goes that.
That's a bummer. So what's your plan? Are you planning on possibly borrowing a car?
Thinking about it, but I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on borrowing.
Something
Magic happens, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta worry about it, you know. So
Yeah.
I already have enough problems with this car, so.
Dude, I mean, and I think, as I say, that Schaefer, John Schaefer is like the local heroes. Yeah. Literally, you in your car with your setup, you have been the people's ultimate hero.
I hear it a lot.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
It is S13.
Yeah, turbo, yeah. Makes like 450.
450. I mean, simple setup, very strong. You've been
Yeah.
driving it for like what, like a few years, right?
Yeah.
How long
Yeah.
right now?
Well, that's the car I started off drifting with, so.
No
yeah,
way.
Pretty much, I had that car in high school. Turboed it actually in high school.
Really?
Yeah, and then I did my first competition series in 2018, Top Drift.
Dang.
And then last year when we started HOTPIT,
Yeah.
so I did 2 seasons on it. But yeah, I built that motor 3 years ago, and it's just been taking the abuse until today.
Dang. So right now we have Javi Martinez, one of our NorCal boys, coming over here with his S14 supercharged, and he's driving amazing. I mean, he came last round and this round, and he's showing the world what's up. He's really freaking strong. Really freaking strong. So Javi Martinez goes well. Just to give you guys a little run, I mean, he initiated very nicely into outer zone 1, and he kept it mid to high line. Touch and go was very smooth. Went to outer zone 2 very nicely. I didn't see any hiccups. I didn't see any steering wheel wobbles. And then outer 3, he just kept it very composed. Yeah.
Great job, man.
Yeah, dude. So, okay, so you turboed your car in high school.
Yeah, in high school.
and then the rest is history.
Progressed and progressed. Just
That
kept
is-
going after it.
Dang,
Yeah.
dude. So what's next? I mean, what's next right now?
Next, just get this car back just running so I could do this season,
Okay.
and then for next season I'll probably still use the same car, same setup,
Okay.
but I want to start building another pro level
Yeah.
chassis with
Which
probably,
chassis?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Debating between either keeping an S chassis, S14, 15, or going maybe E46. We'll see.
I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people are going
Yeah.
E46.
There
and,
is.
And if you want one, I already have one.
Yeah, I have one
Caged.
too.
Do you?
Just
yeah, boy.
Just pretty much just stock, but
Nice.
it's there if I want to, build it. So.
Nice, nice. I mean, dude, I'm so biased because I'm a freaking BMW
Yeah.
guy, but there's a reason why.
Yeah,
I'm a nerd, and,
yeah.
and
I hear a lot about them, so.
Yeah.
But I have yet to drive one, so.
Now, I drove an S15 for the first time a few months ago. I was in Chile, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I fell in love from the first second I put my
Yeah?
foot in the throttle. Yeah, it was insane. And maybe it's because I'm used to driving, S14. I'm sorry, E46, E36.
Yeah.
But the S15 was like, yeah.
It's good, huh?
Yeah, so next up we have Kyle Mohan. And Javi Martinez gets an 81, by the way. Javi Martinez gets an 81, making him or placing him into 6th position. Absolutely fantastic. So Kyle Mohan sitting on 13th right now. Very aggressive entry. A little long e-brake into outer zone 1, but keeping it very high on the wall. Very nice and good. All right, setting up that touch and go. Missing the very first half or the very first quarter of outer zone 2, but beating it out towards the end. In that power alley, very much showing how freaking fast that Miata could be. He is the only rotary, not only in our series, but I think in all of FD. So he's a unicorn, for sure. Yeah, but very cool. I think there were a few mistakes he started the line very aggressive. He, did the whole flick entry, but then he e-braked it a little too long for what I think is a perfect, chaseable run. But he kept it very nice and high. So outer zone 1 was perfect. I think to touch and go, he kept it very composed, and he actually overshot it a little bit, in my opinion. I drove this track last year, so I know how difficult that little part could be. But then he actually missed the very first quarter of outer zone 2.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah.
We got right back into it.
Yeah. I mean, you drive.
Yeah.
You get judged. You see that. How crazy is it to see the drivers from this view?
It's a lot different. Honestly, this is my first time up here.
Really?
Yeah, I've never really been up here.
Dude.
So you can see it's a whole different perspective. You
Yeah.
can see everything to an inch.
I remember I used to say to Jeff, dude, I felt like I did such a freaking good run. I kept in the zone and this and that. And now that I'm here, I'm like, oh my god, it's so different.
Yeah, different. I started getting videos from here instead.
Yeah.
Like, practice runs. It's a whole new perspective. Helping.
Yeah.
Rather than just a view from down there and, the pits.
Yeah.
So getting a view from up here is a lot.
Yeah. Announce this whole run. I gotta tell right now the guys that the cars are drowning our voices. So announce it. Announce it.
I'm gonna try my best.
Do it.
So this is Stuart. Coming on the crest of entry. A little low on the bank. And then up top. Foot up there. Forgive me, my first time announcing. What do we have up next is Blaze Potts, his FC. So he does. Solid driver. He actually beat me last round in top 32. We had a pretty good battle.
All right. Josh Stewart with a 69. I see that. That's really freaking cool. So Josh with a 69. Is that? Yeah, there you go. And currently that places him in number 11. So what happened with Pablo? I see that Pablo is out of. Is Pablo's engine blown? I see over here that he skipped his turn. Oh, right now, I'm sorry. I'm over here. So we have Blaze Spots running now. Oh, he actually kept it a little low in outer zone too. He didn't really feel that all the way in. In the power alley, very much gripping up and going very freaking strong in it. He goes into outer zone 3. He fills it in. I think towards the last half of it, that was a beautiful, beautiful area that he kept well. But ultimately, I missed the first part of the run.
Yeah.
So, but we have Josh Stewart. He got 69, and from what we see right now, Potts, and yes, that is actually his real name, Blaze Potts. He gets a 75. 75, placing him in 9th position.
Nice.
Very cool. This Excel chart is pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so.
Dude, Matt is a genius.
Put
Like,
it all together.
oh, Matt is an absolute genius. So, but Pablo Cabrera missed his run. I am seeing over here a note that there could have been some possible engine problems. So we are going to see what's up tomorrow, if he goes into the deathmatch battles or not.
If the answer is no, that's okay.
And the next driver that we have is Austin Kriegel, one of our Arizona boys.
No problem.
One of the AC Go Fast boys. And dude, this dude does go fast. Yeah, I've driven against him many times and he is freaking quick.
He had a new livery on his car? Looks like
He
it.
did.
Yeah.
He used to eyes white and green. And purple-ish. Yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah. So Austin Kriegel. All right, he goes in first, second, third. Okay, third, and he does a little quick flick. All right, barely any e-brake, and he keeps it nice and high. He cleaned it towards the second half of outer zone 1, very close to the touch and go, and whoosh, he was very out in outer zone 2, but he went back in and cleaned it up towards the end. In the power alley, very much did a very good, very long soul burnout, which is fantastic. He's burning a lot of rubber, dude. I wonder what gear ratio he's full-blown smoke show. Yeah.
Got that wheel speed up.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta learn that. I gotta put a longer gear ratio in my car.
What's your run right now in it?
Right now I'm running a 391 with a stock BMW ZF Trans. So I am basically full-blown. I actually have in my phone like my wheel speed. I think I max out at maybe 89 miles an hour.
Oh, okay.
So it's not so high.
Yeah.
And I am, but it's just clutch kick in third. Bah, 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 I don't have to shift at all. Yeah, which is beautiful. Yeah. So Austin Kriegel, one of our guys from Arizona, 73. 73. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that places him in number 11. Very nice. Very nice. Up next, we have Jake Gonzalez.
Probably our youngest competitor, right?
That's exactly what I was about to say. I think he is. I think he's 18. He's 18. The first time ever that I saw him driving was about 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago maybe. It was at a drift league competition. It was quite awesome. Yeah, he did decently well. So, and he came this year with a nice livery card and with a new engine. It was a LS, now it's 2J. So, yeah. So, all right, Jake Gonzalez currently sitting in 18th position. Let's see how he does. Jay going in first, second, third. A little flick initiation, but he goes, oof, way low in the bank. Very, very, very low in comparison to what we are seeing right now. But he cleans it up right now with the touch and go, and he enters outer zone 2, but he actually gets out of it. So I don't think he filled it as much. So it's a very smooth run. I could say that it would be a very easily chaseable run. However, when it comes to line, I think he's gonna get dinged a lot of points. We'll see what the judges say. They're ultimately the deciding factors of this whole situation.
Yeah, it's a little shallow on zone 2 and the bank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good duck on line for that one.
Yep. There you go. Look at that. Making that 2JC roar. Very nice. So Jake Gonzalez with a 58. Jake Gonzalez with a 58, currently placing him in 14th position in our, I think, our last position unofficially, since 3 other drivers did not do their runs.
Oh, okay. Including me.
Including, well, I don't. I think you.
Am I not up yet?
You would be. You would be 2 from here, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So you are currently sitting in 20th position.
Okay.
Yeah, and you are by far one of the most underpowered cars. So
Probably.
yeah. So that is. That's a good. Not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a limited 40 drivers. So you're sitting right in the middle. That's actually not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
I've had a few mistakes.
There you go.
It sucks being up this round, so I'm definitely some points.
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah. Do you think you're gonna come back for next round?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I should be able to make it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's in a month
in a
and
month,
and a half.
Yeah, I should be able to make it happen.
There you go.
No problem.
I like to hear that. Nice.
Yeah. As many late nights as it takes, I'll get there.
Oh yeah. Next up, Shelly Hansen, Rody Hansen's wife, and by far one of the most aggressive female drivers in the country. 100%. Yeah. So Shelly goes first, second, third. All right. Nice quick flick initiation, keeping it mid bank, not too high but not too low. Very fast. I would say that she's actually doing a very nice job into putting a good smooth run. He is very much starting up that line right now. He went into outer zone 2 very nicely, and she filled it all the way in. And outer zone 3, oof, she did not go into that one as we would have liked to see. But I think ultimately it was a very nice chaseable run. That is something that I always watch, and I know that it's not a part of the criteria to judging.
Very smooth.
It is.
Predictable.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling our previous guy, I don't know who he was. I'm sorry, dude, if you see this. But you see some crazy style drivers.
Yeah.
And it's super cool to see crazy freaking style, but it is so hard to chase, and they're all twitchy and they're freaking.
Most of the time they are.
And it's just not, especially if you want to do like, I don't know, fun driving, cool. Get cloud, get crazy reverse entries. But a competition, we have, or there is another type of standard behind it. So, yeah. All right. So Shelly Hansen officially into 15th position. Next up would have been my boy Riley Mercado, sitting right next to me right now. But unfortunately, he has engine rot knock.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big bummer.
Can't do a run with that.
I know. And we have confirmed that Pablo Cabrera has blown his engine. Yes. We have Elliot Bright going up next. Very nice clean initiation. Didn't feel outer zone 1 at all. Very close to the touch. Very, very, very deep angle into outer zone 2, and he missed most of it, unfortunately. That power alley, he definitely shows his strength and how good that freaking car is. That thing jumped up forward like crazy. So he is our only supercharged S550 Mustang of the field. Yeah. So unfortunately, he didn't feel. Man, am I saying that word right?
Phil?
Phil. Yeah.
Phil.
Hey, potato, tomato.
Yeah,
Same thing.
We know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, English is my third language. Yeah. So he didn't
got you.
feel. Damn it.
Phil.
Somebody has to teach me English. So he didn't feel the crap, but he drove well.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people are gonna laugh right now at the live. Come on, I'm seeing you guys. I'm seeing what you guys are saying. So laugh it up. Remove the Photoshop rulers from the qualification. Hey, we're learning, all right? We are low budget. We're still doing this. So, oh yeah, and TJ Hunt is at Grid Life.
I saw that.
Yeah, he's at Grid Life. That's why he's not here. Very, very good event. He's definitely sacrificing some points, but he's very good. So, all right. Up next, we have Wesley Stump. But Elliot Bright got a 46-point run, placing him in last position right now in 16th. I love Elliot, but he had to clean that up a little better. So Wesley Stump in a bone stock 350Z with nitrous. Going in, very nice initiation. Woo, barely any e-brake, very fast for being a stock 370Z. Going in, cleaning it up. All right, smooth, very nice. He misses outer zone 2, at least the first half of it. He cleaned it up a little bit more from what we could see from here. Right now in that power alley, making sure that he gets all the nice points that he could accumulate. Once again, he missed that very first part of outer zone 3, but he filled it in from the half off, or from the second part of the half. So what do you say? What do you think?
Pretty solid run. Missed a couple little spots here and there, but probably, what are you thinking? Like it's 70?
I would say more in the 60s. Yeah. Yeah.
Around there.
Go, wanna hop?
Yeah.
Dude, he's a good co-host, man. Yeah.
Trying. First time up here.
Yeah.
Co-hosting ever, so. Let me know if you want to stop. Alrighty.
Yeah. All right, so Wesley Stump, 63. All right, so
yeah, you're there, closer than me.
All right, let's make a bet for the next one. Ready? $1.
All right, what are we doing?
$1.
Okay,
Let's see
after the run,
who gets closer.
Okay.
Yeah, who gets closer. All right. So the next one is one of our boys from Russia, Anton Rykov. He was actually an RDS driver. He drove in the Russian Drift Series. Yeah.
Nice.
So he used to have an E30, if I'm not mistaken. And from my understanding, he did it very well back then. And the whole war situation, he came to the U.S. He ended up linking up with Brutsky, and he bought Brutsky's old car, which in turn it was
Michael S's.
Michael
I learned that
S's.
today. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I guess that one won Michael S's championship
Yeah.
in I think 2013.
Yep. So that is Michael S's old car, old S54 turbo car with the dog box and the whole shebang. So it's a very nicely prepared car.
It's capable for sure.
Oh yeah. So Anton Rykov, let's see him go. Oh, what's going on there? First, second, third. All right, little initiation, but he falls out of the bank very, very quickly. That's a shame. He picks up a lot of speed now, touching over but he unfortunately misses outer zone 2, most of it, if anything, all of it. So Power Alley, once again, E46 shows their strength by pushing forward. And outer zone 3, he filled it in. So
Cleaned it up on that zone.
yeah, I think he's going to get taken quite a bit in points by not filling in outer zone 2.
Yeah, and he had the hiccup on entry.
Yeah, so I actually would be high 50s.
But I'm right there with you. But
Yeah.
I can't. All right, we gotta pick a number though.
Alright.
If we're betting.
I'm gonna say, damn it. You know what? I'm gonna say 59.
I'll say 54.
54? Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. All right, let's see. Anton Rykov. 57.
You're closer.
54, 55 to 57.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
take by 1 point.
I'll give you a buck.
All right. Nice. I'm learning this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 57, and that currently puts him in 16th position. Not the last. Unfortunately, one of our other guys is in our last position, but it was quite surprising because he's a very aggressive driver. But it seemed that he didn't take off at full pace. Something
Yeah,
must have
something.
happened. I think he
Misshift
shifted.
or
Yeah,
something, yeah.
something along those lines. So going next, we have Spencer White. Spencer White with a brand new E36 LS. He goes in nice, very cool. Keeps it medium line, not too high, but not too low. Okay, touch and go. He gets it very nice and smooth. Enter outer zone 2 beautifully and is filling it in very nicely. He is doing a lot of left foot braking, which I know the judges are not too much of a fan of. Oof, and he misses outer zone 3 completely. He cleaned it up a little bit, but I think that was a little too late. So in between the mistakes of not really being high on the bank on outer zone 1 and missing outer zone 3, that is going to be quite a bit of a deduction.
What do you think? Same, about the same? High 50s, low 60s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually would say maybe even worse.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 54.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say 54. Yeah. Yeah. What are you going to say?
Yeah, right around there. Probably like 50,
54.
55, around there.
So
he
Spencer
missed it.
White got 56.
56.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're learning.
Yeah,
we're learning.
There, run by run.
Yeah. And we had Yoshiki Tani, who unfortunately is not here with us today. We don't know what happened. He did not show up. He fully committed himself to this whole thing. But he did not show up, so we hope that he's doing fine, that his car's doing fine. So up next, we have our other female driver, Zandera Kennedy from Canada. And she is another freaking ripper.
Yeah, I think, 2 rounds ago she got first place qualifier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
She
is.
threw it down on that run.
She's solid, dude.
Yeah.
So Zandera Kennedy with her practice 350Z, as a matter of fact, going in, very nice initiation. All right, keeps it high in the bank. Beautiful. Holy moly, that is a nice freaking run. Going in into the touch and go. Entering into outer zone 2 very nicely. Not all the way in, but definitely filling in the zone, which is very nice and commendable. Power alley comes in. Transitions right at the right time. That was a beautiful transition. Oof, and keeping it all the way out. Beautiful run. Beautiful, beautiful run. This one is a little harder one.
The mid 70s.
I
or
would,
so.
yeah. I would say low 70s. Yeah,
Okay.
low 70s. Yeah. And
see.
she got 72.
Okay.
72. Yeah.
Yeah.
72.24 to be exact. But it is not a bad deal whatsoever. It's putting her in 13th position.
Okay.
13th position, and so far we have qualified 22 drivers. 4 of them, unfortunately, one being yourself, did not participate because either not being here or mechanical problems. So we will see what's up. Oh my gosh, what's going on here?
Has everyone done complete runs? No
Yeah.
one spun or nothing, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid.
So next person to come is actually a guy that, man, he crashed hard.
Oh, yeah.
He crashed hard last week. Cody Bright, come on. Come on.
I was just going to give you insight. They said you're giving away the secrets too early. Wait 30 seconds before you tell them the score.
Oh, I'm looking at the screen.
You're ahead of everyone.
Oh,
they want to show a replay before you give out the beat.
Well, you see, I'm learning. But I think I'm doing all right.
So just pause 30 seconds before you see it there and say it.
All right. Come on. You do some great commentary. I'm tapping in with my business partner real quick for at least a minute and a half. Oh wait, he wants to drink some water. I got some in here. But coming in, it is Cody Breitenstein. He crashed hard last round, and unfortunately he was out. So he's coming back with a brand new fixed car in a way. And wow, he's actually throwing it very nicely. I think he kept it a little bit lower in the bank just for safety. Touch and go was a little far out, and unfortunately he is missing zone 2 as well, but he fixed it quite a bit into it. So okay, that's nice. So threw a little bit too much angle for outer zone 3, which that caused him to come out of the zone. So overall, I think it was a very nice run. I think it was chaseable. Unfortunately, he was not in line, but ultimately it was a smooth run. What do you think?
Yeah, he came out of a lot of those zones.
Yeah.
But
Come on, tap.
Is this all your waters right here?
Yes.
You're gone wild.
No, they're not open.
Gone wild. Well, I gotta get in here and turn off all my things now. Got a radio. The seat's warm.
you've been in there for a while, huh?
I got a nice butt.
You warmed it up, bro. All right, put this on silent. All right, so what's the secret? We've got that right there. Sweet. What's up, everybody? I'm Jeff Jones, if you didn't know it. I have fun with my buddies, and we do drift things. It's fun. Did you have fun? Until you didn't?
Yeah.
So we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
You blew up the motor. I blew up the motor. Fun, right?
Yeah.
Just. All right, who's up? What do we got? These are your competitors, bro. You know them all, right?
No, I don't. I don't know who this is.
You don't know the
I
people
don't know
you're
this
going
one.
against?
I know most of them.
Come on now. Whose phone is this?
I don't know mine.
Is this RJ's? Okay, I see a score of 49. I don't know when we're supposed to say that. And that was Cody. Yeah, Cody had a bad wreck, right?
Yeah, last round.
Okay. Look at this dude. He's jamming pretty fast, right? Kind of like a late entry into that zone, but he got up there.
Back up.
He's jamming through it. Not a lot of tire smoke, but he is jamming through the course. Totally misses outer zone 2. Gets it towards the end. Back on the throttle. Kind of like low angle, but just jamming everywhere. It's like he's just trying to get through this and get home really fast. Totally missing outer zone 3. Kind of a big straighten towards the end. We'll see how bad they deduct points on that. All right. Where are we at in this list? I just got over here. Okay, I got to admit something. I got to do a qualifying lap. It wasn't official.
No score.
I got to just go out there, do some laps with the homies, and not officially get a score. I think I got a score, but they didn't tell me what it was. So that sucks. Punks. Trying to find where we're at in this list here. Where's Cody? All right. So that was Tarek Steele. And next up is Casey Chavez.
This is Casey's, I think, first year competing, right?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty
You
sure.
think I would know this. You know, it's like when you are hosting events, running all this stuff, unfortunately, I have not gotten to shake the hands with every single driver yet. A lot of times I'm setting up the stage and just doing a lot of car show, staging stuff, live stream stuff. This is all random.
The whole background
Did
stuff.
you know that we were going to do all this nonsense?
When?
When you like
Oh,
got
when I
into,
first?
you're like, I'm gonna go do whatever HOTPIT is. It sounds cool. It's drifting. We just decided to do way too much.
But it helps.
It helps. I really think it helps.
Yeah.
You know, we're giving the drivers somewhere to have some fun in the eyes of spectators on the live stream. You know, it's a little bit different than playing in the desert.
Yeah.
Right? When I say play in the desert, you know, you got Willow Springs, out Speedway. So, do you know much about Casey?
Not too much. No, we've done some practice laps together, but he's a good driver.
Well, if he's in
Very
HOTPIT, he's
smooth.
got to be a good
Yeah.
driver. He passed some kind of
Yeah.
test.
Someone vouched for him, huh?
Yeah, so everyone in HOTPITs, you know, it's an invitational. So someone's vouched for him. One of the drivers here, one of the pro drivers. Somebody has vouched and said, this man's okay. What are we looking at? We're looking at cameras. Get in there. Poke at it. He's poking. Put your tongue in there. All right, Casey, let's go, bro. Up on the wall, nice and fast. Not a lot of smoke, but he is riding that thing, giving Spencer a run for his money on that type of line and style. Going through the inner clip, he was good on that, a few feet off. Again, quick in the outer zone too. A little late on getting actually out into the zone, but running it. Low angle. I was low angle when I was going there through there too. I was also in like second gear. Third just wasn't cutting it. Now the smoke show's coming. I think his tires finally got warmed up. Right? 360. 360. No 360. I give extra points for 360s.
Bro,
I'll keep that one in mind.
your lap was pretty freaking high scored.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They never told me what my score was. They just said I got a 0. I was like, that sucks. All right. Here we go. He's going for a second run. He's going for a second run. I like it. Why not? Watch this run be a better run. If he wrecks, though, we'll be mad.
Yeah.
This computer died. Oh, we're good. Sweet. Okay. Oh, I touched a button. I don't know if I'm messing things up or someone else. All right, that's someone else. Sweet. So we got high tech. We've got some laptops over here. Thank you to Matt Perkins. I don't know if he stole it from work or what he did. But anyways, he's set up a scenario. We got a 76, just so you guys know. 76 for Casey. Good job, boy. Back to the laptops. Matt Perkins stole these from work, hooked us up, did it to where the judges can now input their stuff over there without even talking to each other. They're just having a conversation. And as the drivers are running, they're just like 5, 5, 0, 7, 5. You know, it's just making it easy. Because before, you know, we were sitting here with a pen and a paper, and we were like, he's got a 5, and I hated giving sevens. Because if you give someone a 7 and then you give them, like, you know, a 4, your math is all over the place. Then you're busting out freaking calculators, and you're trying to figure out what this guy got. You know, just, you want to be right.
Yeah, they were showing me earlier. They got it set up pretty easy.
Yeah. Even in tandem tomorrow, it's going to be pretty cool. The judges don't actually have to talk to each other. They're just like, that driver A or driver B. So there's no like, hey, I'm going for this driver than me influencing you. Who's up? Is this Nanami? Yes. Nanami is running it. Not much on the smoke show, but let's see if this comes in. She's one of our drivers from overseas. Competes in Formula D Japan. Smooth sailing through the infield. Worked her way into outer zone 3. You know, it seems like the smoke just kicks up by the time they get to 3. It must be like the tires finally warm up for most of them. I just get mad at my car right on the entry. I just like to kick the clutch, just, you know, light them up. Yeah, just mad it. I'm definitely running too much wheel speed. Talking to most of the drivers, it seems like a lot of the guys are somewhere in the 90s, like maybe like, I don't know, if you're probably like 89, maybe you're hitting a little bit of the rev limiter. With most of the tires, there's the 300 tread wear. It's all 265, so they're running about the same height of the tire. And yeah, most of the guys are right around like 90s, maybe 100 on the high side. And so, for example, in my car, I got a 3.5 rear end, and it's going to put me at about 105, 110 on the bank. So that's not really good for the bank. It's going to be like low RPM, and then once I come in, it's too low of an RPM, and then I got to downshift a second. So then I'm banging second gear rev limiter all the way through the track. We get a score?
You have a quick change in that car?
51. I have a stock change, a long change they call it. Yeah. 51 for Nanami, so that's a full pull. She'll be in the show. We'll see if she has to get into a death match. I believe we have 35 drivers. We had a few guys not make it into the show. I think they were scared of rain. You think so?
Probably. Have you done a lot of rain driving, Jeff?
I'm from California, so no. I need to do more, right? Anytime, I mean, I'm okay in the rain. I don't have a good rain setup. I've got like okay rain adaptability. I don't have like a car setup.
Like some data?
Yeah. I have zero data. Literally, it's like, all right, it's raining. Do we go up in air pressure or do we go down in air pressure? I have no idea. We try both and see what works. It seems like Long Beach is so inconsistent that we decided to go up, just so to make it consistent. And then places like Atlanta, it's very consistent with the way the pavement is. So that's a spot where you can like dump it to like 5.
Oh, shoot.
Don't try that at home, kids. All right, Alex Ferreira's up in the big old Mustang, size of 2 cars. Let's see it. Hitting the bank. Nice. Up top. Hopefully he's getting a good score for that. Kind of fell off towards the end, but he's coming through. Nice smoke and sparks. I think he missed that clip. What do you think? Kind of late in the rotation into that zone. Left foot braking. Coming out of zone 2. Let's see how this looks. Oh, it's like a step initiation transition into outer 3. Left foot braking it. You know, I think it started out really good. I was excited, and then it kind of tapered downhill. Yep. Sorry, buddy. You guys were betting. Who won? Yeah, he owes you some dollars?
Some
cool.
monies.
What are we thinking on this one? I'm not really in tune yet with what we got.
Say like 57.
Yeah? Okay. We're scoring pretty hard tonight. Okay. I was, I'm like, I don't know.
Feeling generous tonight?
I was thinking they were like 65 on that. You know, it was impressive how he went into the bank. and that was all
Yeah.
good. But then I think he's going to get docked really hard on the transition in the center.
Yeah, that and,
Right.
and entry into zone 2.
Yep. I'm getting John Schaefer texting me, talking smack. All right, and we got a score of, I have no idea. I'm supposed to know where it's at on this computer. A score of 60. Hey, we met in the middle on that one.
Yeah.
Where do I go on this thing? I see a thing there.
So next round, you guys put me last for qualifying. I'll sit up here with you guys.
Here we
You
go.
know, see what I'm gonna
Don't you guys like how we are professionally unprofessional? I mean, really though, right? Like, this is not paid for by Daddy Bucks. This is not some big company that came into this. This is literally a bunch of friends that was like, hey, we need to step it up in California and just make this happen.
do. I remember that FaceTime call.
Right? Like, hey, bro, are you down?
You down to
Yeah,
gotta
because
do
we're
it?
going to do
Okay,
some
I'm
stuff.
ready.
All right. We got another Alex, right? Alex Anderson in the Corvette. A little bit of a step initiation there. It's maybe he got unconfident once he got in there. But here comes the smoke. Blazing past inner clip 1, right into outer zone 2. I like how quick he got on throttle. That's nice. Right as you're popping a beer next to me. What do you got? Red Bull jumping. You got to drink Doc, bro. Hey, I like his transition going into outer 3. Nice. Smoke show. Yep, lots of angle, some good left foot braking. That was a good run. I'm gonna assume, and I haven't really watched any of the judging yet, right? So I'm thinking he's like 78,
High
73. They're being mean tonight. They're being mean. Okay.
I'm saying 73.
We're just
Yeah.
feeling out the judges, you know. They've been
We
kinda-
have no idea. You know what? The thing about it is like, well, you drift, you should know it, right? But we're not judging the line, angle, style. Line's worth 40 points tonight, and then whatever the other two are worth. You know, it's like you can look at something and go, that dude's killing it on line, killing it on angle, but you might miss something that he did in style, or vice versa. You might be lost because he just killed it on style, but you're not paying attention that he was offline in very strategic areas. And so we know that the zone is worth very heavy points. 82? 82! We were all wrong. He was way up there. See, they were hyped by the wall run, I think, and then just the impact overall. Impact of a run is going to change a lot of how it's scored. You know, we had the line, we had the angle, style points were probably bumped up.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if we can eventually get to the data where we can like just put all three of the judges' scores, so you can see what's actually happening. I like. Oh, really?
Yeah, right there.
Oh snap! Let's see. Where was that at? Okay. Line 35, angle 23, style 24. So out of 30. So there you go. Man, we're getting better at this. Another Corvette. Here we go. Hayden Collette, right?
Yep.
He's up. He's like, dude, I'll back your points up. He's got smoke show coming. Not as much intensity. Oh, and then he shuts it down, bro. What do you think happened there? You know,
Meditation or yeah.
all I can think is that was a missed opportunity for Gary King to say something super funny and me to be over there laughing my ass off. Dude, I swear, when he said that dude dropped the milk and the cookies, I was dead. I was judging round 1 and I was dead. I couldn't even think. I'm like, well, whatever, this guy is just kidding. I'm done. That man is funny. I don't care what you
I don't know how he
say.
comes up with stuff so quick.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
He's like the best
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. Okay. Yeah. So I was talking about these laptops earlier and how, you know, we started getting into what we want to do. You know, we hired a company to do live stream for round 1, and they're a good company.
They're amazing.
They did a great job, but we couldn't afford that every single time. So we looked at the long term of it and was like, hey, if we just buy all this equipment, it'll pay itself off within 3 rounds. Yeah, we're gonna make some mistakes, but we'll learn, and then we'll be able to afford doing cool stuff. And like, if you're a drifter, how else do you get into it, right? You go buy a car, you start learning how to wrench on it, learning how to do things. And I think that's kind of what it is. We're around a bunch of awesome personalities. That's like, yeah, I could do that. I could fix that.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the attitude about it.
It's the attitude.
Yeah.
Like,
we could figure it out. We got it.
we'll figure this out, bro.
Yeah.
Hayden scored a 0, but what did he get? We got to look at Hayden's score. Where is it at? All right, so Hayden got a 45 with a 0. So the way that works is, you guys saw how he spun out right there, or shut down rather. So that's the end of his run. But now we've got Pavlo up. This dude has got a badass Supra, and he is here for war. Nice smoke show, good angle pass on flip 1. A little hesitation going into 2, but he's back on the throttle. I think might have a little bit more horsepower than grip at the moment for this track, but I really like his flow through here. Nice job. I want to say maybe Alex Anderson was a little bit smoother, so I'm thinking this score is going to be a little bit less. What's your thoughts?
Less. Yeah, about the same. I feel like a little low on the bank.
Yeah, we'll use that tomorrow.
Whatever else, pretty solid.
It might be too much. It might be.
I hear the judges yelling scores over there. I'm not sure what they're saying.
Might be worth it to get like the 85.
Waiting for a score. I'm really glad that the amount of new guys that were coming in. Are you excited to see big badass cars come in? Or are you like, damn it, I gotta step my power up?
Well, I don't know, because I feel like I could, for the most part, keep up, but you definitely gotta drive your car more.
77.
Okay, score of 77. We were right. It was a little bit less, right? Still a good run. It's gonna put him pretty high up there. He did have, I think, a mechanical failure in the last round, so he really wasn't able to show his full talent. So excited to see Pavlo come in. Really excited for the YouTube video they gave us.
Yeah.
That was badass.
It's like a Hollywood.
Yeah, dude, they are good. Their production company is really good. They're always interviewing us. Really appreciate when the drivers go the extra mile and help us out. You know, it goes a long way. I'm just saying, like making us a YouTube video, you know, getting a production company to come out, follow you around, film you up.
You can barely make it real.
Okay, who do we have up right now? Mr. Evan Bogovich.
Wait, the car from Drift?
Yeah, the Drift Cave Matt Fieldmobile. This car was in Formula D for like 15 years. I don't even know how that's possible. Everyone's driven it in their mom. That's kind of a joke going around. But this thing was an absolute slayer when it was the like highlighted green car with the yellow. Man, loved when that thing was running. So let's see this sucker go. I'm excited. We've been waiting for this dude to come in for a while now. Nice, on the wall. On throttle, banging rev limiter. He said, I don't need to shift up. I'll just send this sucker. Nice. Misses inner clip by a little bit, but without tail lights, he hits it right into zone 2. On throttle. You know, I'd like to see him pick it up a little bit more consistency, but damn, his line's good. Transition's good. A little bit slow right as I said that. Tap the cone. Nice into zone 3. On throttle. Smoke show. He's got the line. I'd like to see more consistent on the throttle, right? And that's where kind of like left foot braking comes in, right? You can be a little bit more consistent with the left foot braking. You can run it easier versus, you know, if you just get on it, the car is going to want to rush forward.
I want to say high 70s.
High 70s? I don't know. I think that big run.
Line was really good.
I'm going to call 81. What do you got?
Yeah, I'll say mid 80s.
Mid 80s?
Yeah.
So you're going high.
Yeah,
you're going like 85.
Yeah, it was a pretty good run.
All right, all right.
Damn, might that mean today?
I don't know.
How would that mean today?
I just got in here. I'm just still happy I got to do a few laps today.
I know.
Yeah, that was cool. It
Me
sucks
too.
when you don't get to do laps. Yeah, you did 5. Technically, no, what did I do? I did 3. I did 3 laps. That was,
Yeah, 5 laps.
yeah. Well, I did 2. An 84.
Yeah.
You was on the money.
Mid 80s.
Yep. So is he our number 1 qualifier at the moment? Well, who's number 1 at the moment?
I know Sam got a
Sam got an 85? Well, all right, hold on. Who is up but Mr. Ben Hobson? This dude has been number 1 qualifier like everywhere. I think this dude goes to Chuck E. Cheese and he's the number 1 qualifier. Like, he must just be like smashing freaking every point in the game, whatever he's doing lately. But he's not in a field suspension mobile right now. He's in his own car, the Cora Works S14. What's in that thing? Got some information, buddy?
Oh, I don't know.
He's like, I don't know. I just came with my own toys.
Yeah.
All right, we're not a Ben Hobson follower?
No, not too big. I just see him, at FD.
See him? He is kicking ass in FD though, right? What was it, Atlanta? He had a perfect event. Yeah, number 1 qualifier, wins the event. And then him and the Odie team, like, all podiumed the last, what was that, St. Louis?
Yeah.
Freaking crazy. So, I think everyone's expecting this guy to be the #1 qualifier right now. So let's see if he lives up to the expectations, buddy. Early initiation, but onto the handbrake. In the zone, left foot braking on the wall. Super nice, like the throttle commitment. Leaves it a little bit early. Banging rev limiter. Nice on the zone, on the inner clip. Oh, but he misses outer zone 2. He got into it really late. That's going to hurt him pretty bad. Tons of freaking smoke. This dude's definitely boiling it up in third gear. Right into outer zone 3. That's about as good as you can do it right there. So I'm really liking that commitment. You can hear the on throttle. You can see the amount of angle he's got. That's a fire run. And literally, there's fire. So I think the only thing that hurt him was going into outer zone 2
and leaving
zone 1.
a little early.
But that was some good impact.
Commitment was there.
Yep. And he's trying to just throw fireballs everywhere he's at. Nice. Yep. So as he messes up the track, his points are literally getting deducted. Okay, I'm going to go 81. What do you got?
I'm probably right there.
It was a fire run, right? But if
Low
you
to
deduct the
mid-80s.
points, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
But we don't know what the criteria. The judges have been watching it all day. They've got their mindset on what they want to see versus what me and you were just looking at it right now, right? So they've kind of got a criteria built for line angle and style. Let's see what these pull up right now. 87. All right. Yeah, they were hard up for that, right? They were excited. They just saw Ben Hobson and they're like, more points, more points, pink. Dang. Was that our last guy? Or do we got one more? I see somebody pushing their car right now. But 87. So who's our #1 qualifier?
I think that's #1.
I honestly wish I could give you more information, but I just stepped into this box. We're looking at things.
Or
I
what-
believe that's
what
the
did-
#1 qualifier.
What did Dustin get?
Dustin.
86? I think he was second to the top.
Justin got an 86.26.
Okay.
All right,
Yep,
so
pretty close.
that was our last qualifier.
Last qualifier.
With Ben Hobson taking first,
Ben
Oh,
Hobson
nice.
first place.
First.
Dang, all
Josh
right.
Mason taking second,
Nice. Josh Mason.
and Dustin Farrell taking third.
Damn. All
Three
right.
really freaking crazy rippers.
Nice,
Like legit.
nice.
This is going to be a freaking show. If you guys are not here, you guys are freaking missing it.
So our two
you guys
podium
are
drivers.
dropping the cookies and the milk.
Our 2 podium drivers from the last event.
Yeah.
So Dustin Farrell and Josh Mason absolutely killed it at the last event. They were just, I thought Dustin was going to win it until we had that small bobble behind Josh the last event. But hey, it's going to be a good show tomorrow, and you are not going to be in it.
Sadly not.
Well, go get your car swapped tonight and get in it, bro. You know you're the last chance qualifying death match.
Yeah, I could.
Well, all right, boys and girls, that was the show tonight. Thank you to the drivers. Thank you to the staff, all the people watching it, all freaking 13 of you. It might be 20 of you. I don't know. Earlier I saw 70, so we're 69. Nice. Nice. We're crushing it, kids. We're crushing it. Hey, so this is HOTPIT Autofest, round 4. It's good times. Tomorrow, tandem battles, car show, TF Model Lounge, Fujimi Model Lounge now. They changed the name on us. We're ready for a good time. We're going to have all the boys, Action Clutch, Prisma Labs, Status, Big Duck Club, Valino. You know some of our sponsors?
Yeah. Some.
Shoot some out. What do you got?
Vitor.
Uh-huh.
Vitor Tire.
You got some sponsors yourself? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Shout them out, bro. You're up here.
So my shop, RGM Auto.
There you go.
Family Business Tattoo. Sponsoring me, helping me out. Yeah.
Let me see a tattoo real quick.
I don't. You know what? Good buddies of mine.
Oh
I don't
my
have
God.
tattoo,
Can
but
I
they're
get
supporting the
some?
cause. Yeah. If you want to. hit
RJ
them up.
wants one tonight.
Oh, okay.
Possibly tomorrow. Bring your stuff. We'll put you to work. All right, boys and girls. Tomorrow the show starts at 3:15. The live stream will start. We will kick into the death match. The death match is for the dudes who are fighting for the last 8 spots of the top 32. So you can check that out. And then we'll shoot into our top 32. Gates open at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Rain or shine. Hopefully we don't have a problem.
Yeah.
Be here. All right, we good? We outie? We outie 9,000. Cut it. This is the mute sign. I want to say a bunch of dumb things now. They need to mute the
lock it in. Hey, Chesney Day. He's out there having a blast. There's way too many cameras around for that.
You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'm a kid, and you know I be on the way.